We've got the #1 team in the country in New York this weekend. Montverde Academy, unbeaten, virtually unchallenged all season long, as we welcome you to the Nike EYBL Scholastic at the Bob McKillop Invitational on League Ready. We're live from Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York, for some big-time high school hoops. Hello, everyone. Pat O'Keefe joined again by Austin Johnson. Tonight's matchup featuring a pair of Nike EYBL Scholastic teams, the Legacy Early College Lions taking on the Montverde Academy Eagles. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Nike. And for Legacy, which lost yesterday to Brewster in a tight game, 61-55, they'll roll out the same starting five with Adrian Shackleton and Cole Hansen in the backcourt alongside Travell Bryson, the sharpshooter, TJ Copeland, who had a monster day yesterday with 20 points, and Destin Christian up front, Austin, next to Copeland.
TJ Copeland living up to that billing of being a physical specimen. No back down in his game. Yes, Legacy Early College took a loss, but it wasn't because of the lack of productivity from Copeland. 20 points, 5 rebounds. He is a load in the paint.
Also 3 for 4 from downtown in that losing effort yesterday. Meanwhile, Montverde picked up their 28th win of the season yesterday, yet to be defeated, 9-0 in EYBL Scholastic action, and a change in their starting lineup. Asa Newell gets the start. He had a strong game last night in their blowout win over Long Island Lutheran. Newell in 15 minutes of action off the bench, scoring 12 points yesterday. You saw the rest of the starting lineup, which includes Cooper Flagg and Liam McNeely, who combined for 41 yesterday.
Cooper Flagg mixing it up. You see him, the ability to score at all 3 levels, but how about the vision? Fying McNeely, the future Hoosier, was knocking it down, and then he can go up, and then he can come down and hang on rims. The athleticism was on display all afternoon versus Lou High. And McNeely with the silky smooth stroke. It's easy to get shot opportunities when you have a floor that spread, and the aggressive nature of Cooper Flagg, he grew throughout the game. And how about that running, sweeping, lucky lefty hook right there? They're going to love that out in Bloomington. And Cooper Flagg said, anything you can do, Liam McNeely, I can do better. Drills it from deep in the corner.
McNeely had 21 points and was 4 for 8 from downtown, and Flagg finishing with 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. A couple players to watch in this one. A 4-star recruit is TJ Copeland, still undecided on his college choice. A few more games like he played yesterday against Brewster, and he'll have the pick of the litter. And Cooper Flagg, of course, the #1 recruit in the country, headed to Duke University. There is TJ Copeland, and let's be honest, Austin, Legacy is going to have its hands full in this matchup tonight against Montverde.
Listen, it is what it is. If you talk to John Buck ahead of the Lou High versus Montverde game, and he equated matching up with Montverde like trying to prepare for Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. You know who they are. You know what they want to do. Now it's the onus on your shoulders to try to stop them. Montverde 17-0 against nationally ranked opponents. Average margin of victory of 30 points per contest.
Copeland back in the New York metropolitan area, a native of Oradell, New Jersey, has a host of offers, including the likes of LaSalle, Ohio, Quinnipiac, Creighton, Texas A&M, Seton Hall, and St. John's, to name a few. So Copeland, 6'9", 240, will jump it up against Derek Queen, 6'9", 238. Heavyweight battle in the middle tonight. Montverde in the black uniforms, Legacy in the gray. Front end of a doubleheader here tonight at Hofstra University. The opening tap is controlled by the Eagles into the hands of Flagg, who hands it back to Baylor University-bound point guard Robert Wright III. Hansen up on Wright to start. They go to Queen in the high post. Queen and Copeland the matchup off the start. Little spin move by Queen to the basket, acrobatic hang, but he can't finish, and the rebound is corralled by Copeland.
It's going to be a big-time battle between Queen and TJ Copeland. TJ Copeland really relished the opportunity to play against the bigs from Brewster yesterday. You know he's going to be up for this one against Montverde.
Here's Copeland inside, his first touch, left-hand shot, no good.
It's a nice set right there to try to get your horse good positioning and real estate in front of the rim. did a good job of driving, just missed a really easy opportunity.
Queen cross-court pass, right, fakes the shot. In the corner, three-pointer is too strong by Givens. Flag chases down the offensive rebound and saves it.
Got away with a travel.
Little floater off the glass and in for Robert Wright III.
Robert Wright III was really, really good yesterday. 11 points, 9 assists, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds. How about a smorgasbord of productivity from your lead guard?
So much firepower on the floor for Montverde. Sometimes performances like that tend to fly beneath the radar a little bit. Here's Copeland, power dribble inside, and an easy putback for Destin Christian.
Wright III took a shot in the eye, trying to come over and help position. With a player as physical as Copeland, you got to be ready to take one on the chin every single possession.
They post up Flag into the corner. Newell's three is too strong, and Bryson grabs the rebound. Legacy looking to push. Hansen spotting up, firing away off the back of the rim. And here comes Wright. Montverde always looking to force the issue. Flag, little crossover after he thought about pulling. In the paint, nice move, switching to the right hand is Curtis Givens.
That is very, very tough. And again, off the creation, floor spacing of Cooper Flag. So much attention goes to him. His teammates love playing with that type of caliber play.
Givens, his first bucket. Liam McNeely actually coming off the bench today. Givens making the start. Originally we were told that he was coming off the bench as it's batted out of bounds.
And that's what I think makes Queen such a unique player. 6'9", 230 pounds, the Baltimore, Maryland native. He can actually push it and create as a point forward if he needs to.
Just underway, Montverde an early 2-point lead. Hansen off the pump fake. Wild shot inside. Flag corrals the rebound. Here come the Eagles. They have numbers, a 5-on-3. Right back to Wright, who drives the lane. Newell battling inside, and he's popped either by Christian. No, it's TJ Copeland whistled for his first foul.
TJ Copeland, his first personal foul, team's first of the first quarter.
BJ Jackson is having a word with the officiating crew here. Jackson claiming that that foul should have been on the floor. Instead, Newell awarded 2 shots in the act of shooting.
A little politicking for his guys. Going to need every advantage that you can get against a titan such as Montverde, #1 team in the country. You got to play your best game, have multiple guys that go above and beyond their season averages, and get some calls to go your way.
Asa Newell, a 64% free throw shooter in league play entering the weekend. Splits a pair here. Hansen working against some pressure. 1 second to spare to get it across the timeline. They do. It leads to an open look for Shackleton, and Copeland is called for the foul, and that's going to be his second.
And that's tough. We talked about this with Coach leading up to the Brewster game, and he mentioned how Copeland is one of the few players in high school basketball that has a difficulty of getting a unique whistle because of his physical nature. Case in point right there. You got to create space without shoving and without making it apparent in front of the referee, and now he's on the bench.
A little more than 3 minutes into the game on the bench with those 2 fouls as the lane opens up for Robert Wright III. And Montverde is off to a quick start.
It's a nice rip through and open up by Queen to be able to survey the floor and find his guard cutting behind the defense.
A step back 3, Travell Bryson, offensive rebound for Christian, and he fires from the baseline.
Cold start here for Legacy. They're getting good looks. They're a little bit flat. Need shot opportunity.
Gabe Grant to replace Copeland, who has those 2 fouls. Out in front, it's Bryson. They didn't see him until too late. Bryson does a good job staying with it, and a tough finish.
Very tough finish. I thought that he had the opportunity to hit ahead, and pass comes to us late, but good job by Bryson corralling and finishing through the trees.
Around the rim, the vast majority of Travell Bryson's shot attempts come from behind the 3-point line. Here's a steal now by Shackleton, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Wright.
No clear path implications at the high school level. Such a shame, as that's really good ball activity as you see Bryson sticking with the play. And how about that unorthodox finish? Got Cooper Flagg bearing down on you. And he likes to punch shots, so nice way of sticking with it.
First foul against Montverde. Liam McNeely has checked in for the first time. Started last night. Led the Eagles with 21 points. Here's Gabe Grant. He'll have to play important minutes early with Copeland on the bench. Grant rolling to the basket, turns and flips it up. Queen looked for the outlet. He'll just do it himself now. Into the corner for Wright.
7 points already for Robert Wright. He's getting off to a hot start here for Montverde. They have so many weapons, you don't know whose game it's going to be on any given night.
Nearly had that double-double last night with 11 points and 9 assists. Grant battling inside with Queen. Scooped up by Flagg.
Legacy now 2 of 11 on attempts early on.
Nice pass inside for Flagg. McNeely's first attempt from the corner. And the offensive rebound and putback by Newell. Leads to a Legacy timeout as they trail by 8.
And as they corral their 9th rebound of the first quarter. They have been extremely active on the boards as they were against Lehigh. How about Queen? His ability to handle the rock and survey the floor finds Robert Wright III deep in the corner. A lot of players prefer shooting the 3 from that position. Considered one of the easier shots in all of basketball. Straight on, it's about if you get enough ump on it, put it straight on the line and knock it down.
Quick start for Robert Wright. Quick start for Montverde, especially defensively. Legacy just 2 for 13 from the field to start, and they've missed all 3 from downtown.
Yeah, got to take advantage of the open opportunities. I think that Legacy's done an admirable job of beating this pressure from Montverde, but when they are able to beat the pressure, you have to have the mindset of going to beat the pressure in scoring. And shot opportunities that fall flat. This is where fatigue comes into play. Tournament style, 2 games in 48 hours. We're seeing it play out not favorably for Legacy thus far.
Out of the timeout, they've got to deal with the full court pressure of Montverde, which they handle here. Christian out to Hansen, who pulls up at the top of the key. Another rebound for Flagg. Hansen, the defender on right, up in his jersey. Flagg will restart things near midcourt. Plenty of time to shoot. There's Queen, good position inside, but he traveled first.
It's a nice set, though, for Queen. Getting a cross screen from Newell in the paint. Your best back-to-the-basket player, catching it with 2 feet almost by the half horseshoe. Half circle, my apologies.
Derek Queen, the 10th ranked prospect in the country, according to the ESPN 100, still undecided on his college. Had a strong start to last night's game. Backdoor cut, Hansen pops open for a moment. Kylan King just checked in. He found him. Shackleton, an offensive rebound for Grant. Here's a good look for Hansen. And they just can't find the range to begin.
They can. 3 more shot opportunities in Montverde, but not able to convert.
How about the big fella throwing it up from half court for Newell?
Goggles, dimes. Queen has the basketball in his hands a lot. Good handles for 6'9", and good vision and touch on that pass. So his backcourt mate.
Largest lead so far, it's 10. Queen now defending on the perimeter. King gets a step on Flagg and throws it down with the left.
Okay. Turn up the volume a little bit in here. Legacy said they didn't come to play.
Number 1 team, number 1 player in the country. All right. Queen inside a couple of times, and he's finally fouled from behind by Grant.
Legacy foul number 12, Gabe Grant, his first personal foul.
So after those back-to-back possessions, Austin, we start to feel, I think, for the first time in this game, that buzz that was existing here all night last night when it was Lehigh against Montverde.
Yeah, credit to Legacy for making some plays and converting on some shots. Talk about the opportunities and not able to convert on them, but that is a phenomenal pass right there. Queen to Newell, running the floor, pays dividends. young players, you can find multiple ways to find shot opportunities and be effective on the basketball court.
Queen hitting his free throws.
Back to the game from Montverde Academy, number 3, Curtis Givens.
Replaced by Curtis Givens.
I'm still thinking about that dunk by Kylan King. That was ferocious.
We have a double technical foul, meanwhile. It looks like Hansen and Wright doing a little too much jawing at each other. So the Techs cancel each other out. It'll be a simple inbound for Legacy after the free throws.
And if I'm BJ Jackson from Legacy, I have no issues with that. You like the fight from Hansen, no back down because of the name and the brand of Montverde, proving that he's here to play and he's not going to be intimidated just because of the name on the front of your jersey.
Jackson trying to steal 1:09 here, throws Copeland back onto the floor with those 2 fouls. Queen just went to the bench, so perhaps trying to take advantage of that matchup. Kevin Boyle, the head coach of Montverde, already going far deeper into his bench in the first quarter of this game than he did last night. Flag in the passing lane knocks it out of bounds. Last night in Montverde's 90-58 win over Long Island Lutheran, they played 6 guys until about midway through the fourth quarter.
5 of which scored in double figures.
Hansen still a tick off on that jumper.
And this is that point in the seasons when rotations are a little bit more tight. Trust and belief and development of cohesion between players out on the basketball court is very apparent if you're Kevin Boyle.
Asa Newell headed to University of Georgia, shuffled the feet before putting it on the floor there. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Copeland steps in to a deep three-pointer that grazes the rim. Shot clock is off. Montverde, a 10-point lead early. Kylan King, who brought this crowd alive a few minutes ago, defensively now. Here's Flag driving against 2 defenders, off the glass and a tough finish.
How about that? Excellent activity, continuity to get your best player and the #1 player in the nation, Cooper Flag. Clear driving lane, and he's able to split 2 defenders. I love the pickup of the basketball over the defender, and with the help coming over and the bump anticipating, soft touch high off the glass, and the opportunity for an and 1.
And the gamble by BJ Jackson did not pay off. That was the 3rd foul against TJ Copeland. He goes back to the bench. Flag finishes the 3-point play. Hansen just lobs it up. And the first quarter comes to an end. Montverde, a 19-6 lead.
We talked to coach about Kylan King, and he said he's one of the players in practice that he has to reel back from not hurting himself because he plays way too hard. Well, case in point right there, getting up and hanging on rims. And how about Cooper Flag coming right back at you, showing you the total package, using that floater in the lane and a silky smooth soft touch off the glass.
Flag with 3 points and 4 rebounds in the first quarter. It's funny watching him, a player of his stature. We saw this last night as well. He doesn't ever force the issue.
Nope.
He lets the offense come to him. If he's got a quiet quarter in terms of scoring, he seems to be perfectly fine with that.
He's just built differently of not forcing it because he knows he has other guys out on the basketball court that can score. And as the game progressed for Montverde last night, so did Cooper Flag. 20 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. He only gets better as time goes on.
Nike EYBL Scholastic from the Bob McKillop Invitational is brought to you by Nike. Only basketball. Chipotle, real ingredients, real flavors. Chipotle, for real. The Army National Guard. The next greatest generation is now. And Gold SN. Maximize your potential. Pat O'Keefe and Austin Johnson with you from Hofstra University, the MAC, on Hofstra's campus here in Hempstead, New York on Long Island. Second quarter about to begin. Montverde, the #1 team in the country, leading Legacy 19-6. Derek Queen back in the game, the starting front line at least last night for Montverde. on the floor. Queen and McNeely with flag. And there's a foul as King was trying to penetrate the lane.
Quiet first quarter for Destin Christian and Travell Bryson. Top 25 scores in EYBL, 17 and 18 respectively. Only 2 points for each thus far.
That was the first foul of the game against Caden Allen, seeing some early minutes here this evening. First game of a doubleheader. Long Island Lutheran, the home team, if you will take on Brewster Academy from New Hampshire in the second. We'll have that for you right here as well. There's Christian three-pointer well off the mark. Queen likes to handle it, bringing it coast to coast, and a nice feed inside where Allen finishes.
That is so tough. Derek Queen is so shifty for his size. Lost nearly 20 pounds since arriving at Montverde, and you can see the aerodynamic pace when he's in the open court.
So an interesting game during warm-ups of one-on-one between the 6'9" Derek Queen and his 6'1" point guard Robert Wright III. And I'll tell you, those two were going at it on the perimeter.
And it was hilarious to see that every time. Ooh.
Oh! Cooper running the floor.
Explosion right there. Got a nice running head start. His right left down, and he knows what to do when there's nobody in front of him. But
those long strides. Gets down court in a hurry. Bryson trying to answer. Hanson's pass is deflected and stolen. Another opportunity in transition here. Queen keeping it himself all the way coast to coast.
That is so impressive. His vision and ability to read and be shifty. If you are Legacy early college, you got to put your body in front of him and make him pick up the basketball.
Bryson, whose range extends well beyond the three-point line, working from the top. Legacy, a tough start for them shooting-wise, compounded by the fact that TJ Copeland has been in foul trouble since the beginning. Just ahead of the shot clock expiration, Grant comes up short. And Queen, a little too crafty that time as King picks it up and then is fouled on the outlet by Queen.
Yeah, a little bit too much right there. He met his match. And Kylan King, nice leverage, getting down, sitting down in a stance, and that's what I was talking about, getting in front of the basketball, because that is what scored. Queen tried to get a little bit too creative, going behind the back, keep those moves simple, play your angles, and use your body to create scoring opportunities.
Caleb Gaskins, a 6'8" sophomore from Melbourne, Florida, replaces Cooper Flagg. McNeely at the top of the defense now, picking up Hanson. Hanson to the foul line. King lets it fly for deep. And a good start for Kylan King.
That's the energy that this team needs. King providing a scoring spark for Legacy, averaging 6 points, 2 rebounds coming into EYBL play this weekend.
Good position down low for Derek Queen. He's so tough to handle that deep.
And he does his work early. He establishes great real estate by running the floor and using that body to get deep posts.
Kylan King, that highlight reel dunk, and then a deep three. He's got 5 of Legacy's 9 points so far.
Yeah, good opportunity for him to also increase his brand and exposure this weekend. He's taking advantage of this platform.
6'5" senior from San Diego. Some contact inside as McNeely hits the deck.
LeBron James does this really good of really waiting to the perfect time to get his running start in transition. And Cooper Flagg learned from number 6, cuts across the lane, and cocks that thing back and rips down the rim.
Nice feed by Caden Allen, too, in transition. Waiting for the perfect time to deliver the pass.
Good patience. Shares the game well. This entire team does. And we were talking about that after the broadcast of how impressive it was just to see not only the pressure defensively and the ability to turn defense into offense, but once in the half court, how they shared the game with one another. 28 total assists, only 6 turnovers last night.
28 assists on 34 made field goals.
It's an efficient day at the office, if you ask me.
Cross-court pass to King, no hesitation. Queen looking to push again. Foul on that last possession, by the way, was against Travell Bryson of Legacy. King goes up and meets right in the air. It's knocked out of bounds off of the Lions.
Phenomenal job defensively. King again, and now getting it done on the defensive side. He was able to jump up vertically and not break that plane or warrant a whistle being called. Montverde with another opportunity.
Off the inbounds, popping free is Caleb Gaskins. Quick look ahead for Grant along the baseline. Tough finish with the left on the reverse.
Nice job by the big fella using that long stride to get ahead of the defense and wherewithal to finish opposite.
Look at that backdoor look from Queen to a cutting Givens.
Queen getting his Magic Johnson on out here at 6'9", point forward action. He's doing it all for Montverde.
Sure is. Terrific start for Derek Queen. .22 lead for Montverde. Christian backing in and is fouled by Gaskins.
Well, if you're going to try to be physical with one player, as we see a nice blob play to Gaskins, and he's built for the physicality, and it runs in his family. Former football player, quarterback. His brother played football at North Carolina as well, so maybe try to post somebody up differently on Montverde if you're Destin Christian in that situation.
Into the game for Montverde Academy, number 11, Ace Flag, number 14.
Ace Flag, along with his twin brother Cooper, check in. Ace and Newell back on the floor also for Montverde. I think we got to be on early triple-double watch here, Austin. Derek Queen, 6 points, already 11 rebounds, and 4 assists for the big fella.
That is impressive stuff.
On the bench right now. Here's Cooper out there with his brother. Follows his own miss. Looks for Ace. Couple pump fakes inside.
Little brother to brother love right there. Follow your shot after the three-point attempt.
And King hits the deck. Another tough finish for him. He's got 7 points.
And chirping up back down the court at Cooper Flag. He is locked in.
Let's see how Flag responds. Chance to do so here. Entry pass is a sloppy one, taken away by Grant. Hansen drives right to the basket, hangs and finishes.
How about that decision right there? I thought he had numbers of potential spray over to King, but he takes that contact, gets those shoulders in front of the defender and finishes.
Back-to-back buckets for Legacy. There's Flag looking for Ace. King pokes it out of bounds with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
I think that's a situation where Flag was a little bit too unselfish. No Legacy defenders around him after that dribble move. In the flow into his mid-range, and then at the last second decide to try to pass it.
Legacy number 4, Travell Bryson.
Ace Flag, 3-star recruit according to ESPN.com. Here's Wright, little hesitation, hit the bottom of the backboard. Bryson, quick outlet for Christian. Hansen with his hands up, calling for the ball cross court. Shackleton right to the basket and sent away by Newell. Right into the hands of Christian. And there's Cooper Flag.
Big time recovery by Newell after getting beat on the play.
Newell comes up short. Bryson, the grab and go. Ahead for Grant, down the lane with 2.
We talk about running the floor, and you want your bigs to be able to beat the opposing team's bigs. Foul line to foul line. Well, Gabe Grant has that ability. The Brewster transfer off to coach. He said he's one of those players that once he makes his mind up, it's hard to stop him.
Right from the corner, can't answer. Strong rebound in traffic by Christian, and he's fouled.
How about this recovery right there? That is a big time drive by Shackleton. Thought he had a step on Newell, but he uses all 6'8" and those long arms to get back into play and create a scoring opportunity for Montverde.
Last foul was on Ace Flag. A little more than a minute to go in the first half. It's been a strong half for Montverde. Some signs of life the last few minutes from Legacy. King pulls up again. He has been unafraid in this first half. Givens will back it out, start again. Cooper Flag leaves his feet, finds Wright in the corner who pulls up. Half minute to go in the first half. Bryson, Euros to the basket, off the angle there. And quickly the other way, Ace Flag waits out the defense and finishes.
Nice assist right there, Curtis Givens, averaging 3 per contest in EYBL play. Gets the defense to commit and dishes it off at the very last second.
Shot clock is off. Nice find from Hansen on the baseline to Bryson.
Nice dime, looking ahead. Always got to keep your head down the floor, beat the pressure to go and score.
From half court, and that's going to count. Curtis Givens let it fly right in front of us, and that's how we end the first half. Why not?
Saturday at 7 p.m., but guess what, partner? The bank is still open.
Here's that last possession.
Got to play through the final whistle. How about that? He knew it was good. As soon as it left his hands, he started walking away, cool, calm, and collected.
The punctuation mark, the exclamation point on the first half for Montverde Academy. They shoot above 50% from the field and out-rebound Legacy 27-14. It's a 40-19 halftime lead for the #1 team in the country. We'll step aside for a moment. Second half coming up from Hofstra as the Bob McKillop Invitational continues. And welcome back as we get set for the and Liam McNeely. On the other end, Kylan King, who you mentioned, 7 points of the 19 for Legacy. And King, a very active first half. Legacy also not helped by the fact that they shot 1 for 12 on 3-pointers in that first half. They go right inside to Queen. He's got 8 points, and he's a bucket away from a double-double.
That is too easy. Montverde is like a college team with their ability to absorb and execute set plays out of stop time situations, halftime being this instance.
First touch of the second half for Legacy. Inside, it's Christian. Flips it up over McNeely.
It doesn't help Legacy that their horse, TJ Copeland, is planted on the bench with 3 fouls that he accumulated early on in this contest.
Hasn't played since the very end of the first quarter as Flag puts his head down and takes it right to the basket.
And that's too easy. A little smirk on his face running back. He can do that each and every time down the court if he so chooses, but doesn't need to with all the talent out on the court.
Pass picked off by McNeely. Here's Flag in transition. Hansen trying to cut him off, and Flag just goes right through him.
Size, athletic ability, length, and skill all culminated right there at number 32.
A little more than a minute gone by in the third quarter. Christian bodying up over Queen, and it's poked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Legacy.
And I think that's one area that Queen can definitely continue to improve upon. Impressive play right there is his rim protection, using that 6'9" frame to get more blocks.
Travell Bryson, who shoots threes at a 49% clip coming into the weekend, gets free for one there.
Bryson third in field goals made in the entire EYBL. It's a good sign.
Mason Newell on the offensive boards. A significant rebounding advantage tonight for Montverde Academy, 29-15 in that category.
Warning on Montverde Academy's number 14.
Yeah, you look,
Delay of game warning, excuse me, Austin.
no, absolutely.
Against Montverde.
For Legacy number 5.
They have the size, 1 through 5, in their starters of, NBA teams and high Division I basketball teams. So it's only right for them to attack the boards and utilize that physical dominance to their advantage.
Well, the only one undecided on his college next year is Queen, but he's a top 10 recruit. They'll all be high Division I college basketball players a year from now.
And he has Final Four of Kansas, Maryland, Houston, and Indiana. Took that official visit to Indiana in September.
The follow for Queen. There's his double-double.
You imagine the internal recruiting probably going on with Liam McNeely, trying to get him to become a Hoosier.
That's a nice package deal if you're Mike Woodson.
2 for 1 on the Mickey D's guys.
The Burger Boys.
And McNeely sends that one back. The attempt from Shackleton. There's a deep three from Bryson, spins out. Copeland just checked back in, using his strength to force the jump ball. It'll stay with the Lions.
Back in the game for legacy number 12, Gabe Grant.
And we take a look at tonight's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Chipotle. It is TJ Copeland. The Burrito Bowl is his choice with brown rice, chicken, and lettuce, healthy. Tomatoes, corn, and vinaigrette. Nice
I
little
like it.
zesty twist there. I like it too. And the three-pointer, right on cue. Little vinaigrette on that shot.
The only
for
thing
TJ Copeland.
I'd swipe out of that order are the tomatoes.
No tomatoes for you, huh?
Nah, they typically ruin everything and overpower the meal.
Look at Queen just battling inside. Have yourself a day, Derek Queen.
And he's clapping back at Copeland. And you got Copeland calling his play. Strong arm. I can imagine that this is going to end in some type of post feed for the big fella. And there you go, one-on-one.
It's about to get interesting here. Copeland, one-on-one with Queen, pops over him.
Queen calling his number. Big fella's trying to make this interesting. Go one-on-one for the rest of the game.
Queen gets it in the post, working on Copeland now. Copeland has those 3 fouls, but Queen traveled. All right, so much ado about nothing in that little internal duel.
You gotta love the competitive nature between the two big fellas, making it interesting. 52-27, but guess what? That internal competitiveness never dies.
Derek Queen opting for the taunt that's probably as old as the game of basketball itself, pointing to the scoreboard in the direction of the Legacy bench.
That's the only taunt that you really need at the end of the day.
Here's Copeland popping out. Spins on Queen, who holds his ground and sends it back. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Legacy. Queen has a lot to say to the Legacy bench.
And that's what I mean right there. As you see Queen chirping to the fans behind the Legacy bench, he doesn't really need to do much besides stay vertical to be a really good shot blocking threat.
Copeland again trying to step through, and now he travels.
And he woke up the beast. As he's starting to find a game within the game, and Coach Kevin Boyle is trying to reel him in before anything else gets elevated to another level unnecessarily.
Boyle in his 13th season as Montverde Academy. After 23 highly successful years as the head coach of St. Patrick's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Taking Queen out to settle him down as McNeely can't finish. Both teams have gone cold. Kylan King at 7 in the first half. Can't get the roll flag. The rebound looking to push. Has McNeely. Lobs it for Newell.
And you saw that coming once Newell crossed half court. He had his finger pointed at the roof. And that's one indication in basketball. Just throw it up. I'll do the rest.
I don't know that one from personal experience.
That's not what I heard about you. I heard that you were hanging on in rims at Lifetime Fitness.
King comes up short on the jumper. We've got a foul inside against Montverde.
Pete Newell right here, and a phenomenal pass by Liam McNeely. He saw that the entire way, and that's why they are excited down in Athens to get Asa Newell to commit. He has quite a resume on his lonesome. Placed 4th, the Under-19 World Cup for the U.S. Under-19 national team last year in Hungary. Getting it done here today.
Copeland and Ace Flag get tied up inside. Ace gets the worst of that matchup and is also called for the foul on top of it. Second foul against Montverde. Ace and Newell, he's mentioned heading to Georgia, originally from Athens, Georgia. So a homecoming for him. Another foul, this one is against Cooper. Flag.
Basketball doesn't work out for TJ Copeland. He will make a heck of a tight end. The way he just went up and tracked that basketball and snatched it out the air using that big frame.
Hansen working against Cooper. Flag. Nice backdoor cut. And the fine by Destin Christian.
Nice give and go action. Way to cut the face of the defender by Cole Hansen and was able to corral a tough pass to finish.
McNeely gets deep position inside, hits the deck, wave off that basket. The foul was called first against Shackleton.
Legacy foul number 3, Adrian Shackleton, his first personal foul. Team's first of the third quarter.
First game of a doubleheader. Brewster Academy, Long Island Lutheran coming up right here at 8:30. 8:30 Eastern for those of you tuning in throughout the country.
Kicks of the day thus far. Got to give it to Liam McNeely. Those are fire.
Easy to spot out there on the floor. McNeely, McDonald's All-American this season out of Richardson, Texas. Copeland still working inside against Ace Flag. They'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds after the kick ball. There's a whistle away from the ball after B.J. Jackson had a quick conversation with our official. I believe it's a clock issue. B.J. Jackson, 13th season as the head coach at Legacy. He founded the program in 2012. Also serves as the school's athletic director. Trouble getting it in. Bryson runs it down just inside midcourt. 2 minutes to go in the third. Copeland, he's wanted to work against Ace Flag, spins right around him. Too much on the attempt though.
$1 million move, but $2 finish right there. Got a little bit ahead of himself. Got to find ways to finish that when you're that wide open under the basket.
And Montverde, as they so often do, makes the opponent pay for a mistake. It's up to a 30-point lead after the Newell three. Shackleton loses his footing, scooped up by Newell. Ahead to Givens, right to the basket. Givens, a lightning quick sophomore out of Memphis. Bryson, his follow or answer is unsuccessful. Nice pass.
On a rope.
Flag. 5 quick points there for Curtis Givens. Cooper Flag whipping that pass into the corner.
Top 60 in the ESPN Top 100. Givens is building throughout this game too. Came into the weekend 6 of 21, 29% from beyond the arc, but you can tell he can get better as a shooter. He has a pretty form.
Senior out of Memphis, signed his letter of intent with LSU. 10 seconds to shoot. Christian bottled up inside, recovers, and a nice look to a wide open Copeland. Shot clock is off, 20 seconds in the quarter. Wide open, everybody forgot about Newell.
It's on Newell.
Looked like Montverde was content to hold for the last shot, but you couldn't pass that one up. Copeland rolling to the basket against 2 defenders, blocked by Cooper Flag. And there's those push-ups again. Saw that move yesterday. Starts to explain a lot about the physique.
Oh yeah. Straight out the Dante Jones book. Duke University, way back in the day. Trying to get the upper hand from an intimidation standpoint, I guess, but not when the score is 66-31.
Let's see what they do with 4:10 left in the corner. Copeland didn't get it off in time in the third quarter. Comes to an end as Montverde extends to a 66-31 lead over Legacy. Dominant performance so far by the #1 team in the country. Nike EYBL Scholastic from the Bob McKillop Invitational is brought to you by Nike. Only basketball. Chipotle, real ingredients, real flavors. Chipotle, for real. The Army National Guard, the next greatest generation, is now. And Gold SN, maximize your potential. Here at Hofstra University inside the MAC, where the Hofstra men's basketball team picked up a 20-point win over Northeastern earlier today. Pat O'Keefe and Austin Johnson with you. Ahead of the fourth quarter, Montverde on top, 66-31. Last night was one of those games as you look at where these recruits are going for the Eagles, and it's kind of a who's who of some of the top programs in the country. Derek Queen, undecided. You mentioned his Final Four, as good as any name on that list.
And a couple of others that have yet to even get close to the end of that process. So you can only imagine the sweepstakes for Caden Allen and Caleb Gaskins will continue to move in a positive direction. But how about the rich getting richer? You see some of those name brand institutions at the Division I college level, if you will, continuing to cycle in big-time talent to keep their programs at the top of their individual conferences, respectively.
Caleb Gaskins and Caden Allen and Ace Flagg, we didn't see a lot of them last night, but certainly much more of an opportunity for them here this afternoon in what has been a very impressive performance so far for the #1 team in the country.
Yeah, it's really important to be able to also teach your team how to control and win operating from ahead. So, invaluable opportunities to get stretch minutes from players. Coach Boyle and his staff in this situation with a big-time lead against Legacy.
Givens organizing the offense. Here's Gaskins. Popping out, it's Dahani Miller firing away.
Local flavor from Roselle, New Jersey, getting in on the action.
6'3" sophomore, his first bucket. Hansen open from the foul line. Another rebound for Queen.
And the future's bright when you look at Dahani Miller. A lot of guard opportunity, productivity is going to be leaving this program, and he'll have the chance to continue to improve his game and step right in to fill that void.
Copeland for three from the corner. He's got such a nice touch from the outside.
Really complete game. Can't teach that athletic ability and just his natural physical nature out there on the basketball court combined with that sweet stroke.
Transferred from Bergen Catholic in New Jersey over the summer, the suburbs of New York City. Adrian Shackleton with a full head of steam all the way, but he couldn't finish. Now it's Caden Allen's turn. Queen out of his reach, but it's scooped up by Curtis Givens. Queen another rebound to no one in particular was that attempt, but they're going to say it goes out of bounds off of Legacy. 69-34 in the fourth quarter. A 35-point lead in the fourth quarter means a running clock, which is what we have right now, as that lead is increased to 37 off of the inbound. Copeland, backdoor feed off the knee of Gabe Grant. So Montverde coming to the New York metropolitan area, taking care of business to say the least. Last night, beating the second-ranked team in the country, according to the ESPN Top 25, Long Island Lutheran, 90-58 as they pulled away in the second half. And it's been all Montverde since really the first quarter in this one. Kylan King back on the floor. He's got a highlight reel dunk around the #1 player in the country that he could put in his pocket and take home.
Possession, Montverde Academy.
It's a nice tie-up right there by Dhani Miller. Not an easy feat, trying to double on a player that moves with so much physicality, such as TJ Copeland. You really got to just be willing to stick your nose in and potentially take a bump. He's able to get to the basketball and get Montverde an extra possession opportunity. Apologies. Not get Montverde an extra possession opportunity. Legacy has the basketball on the block.
Originally, they did say it was going to be Montverde basketball, and as it turns out, Dhani Miller took care of business again.
One way or another, he was coming up with that change of possession.
Hell-bent on that. Here's Wright, who had a quick start to the game and just checked back in. Too strong with the left. Clock runs under 4 minutes to go. King off the hesitation, and a nice dish to Grant on the baseline.
Really nice play. Kylan King has been balling.
You were when you were playing for Rutgers.
And Seton Hall is the arch nemesis of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, but a ton of respect for what Coach Shaheen Holloway has built and has his team right in striking distance at the top of the Big East Conference this season.
Both of those New Jersey programs, I'd say, in a pretty good place right now.
Steve Pico at Rutgers got a really exciting recruiting class coming in with the #2 and #3 ranked players in the nation. Going to be a lot of eyes on New Jersey basketball.
It's great for the New York metropolitan area. So has this event been. It was a sold-out full house last night for that #1 versus #2 matchup. Obviously, a lot of excitement surrounding this Montverde Academy team, and specifically the #1 recruit in the country, Cooper Flagg. He did not disappoint, and neither did his teammates in that 32-point win over Lehigh. Pass can't be handled inside. Asa Newell, after coming off the bench last night, getting the start today. He scored 12 yesterday. He's got 14 today.
Montverde Academy foul number 2, Dhani Miller, his first personal foul.
Dhani Miller making the most of his fourth quarter minutes. Been aggressive, defensively especially.
Checking into the game from Montverde Academy, number 15, Lucas Lima.
And Lucas Lima, a senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, with 5 late points last night, seeing his first action of this game.
Talk about taking advantage of your opportunity.
Not always a plethora of opportunities with so much talent on the roster. As Copeland goes to the hook shot, can't finish. Would have been a nice one, but he'll go to the line.
Gotta respect the continued aggressiveness and competitiveness of TJ Copeland. A late start considering foul trouble early on in this game, but up to his 11th field goal attempt already, trying to make up for lost time.
Those 2 early fouls that he picked up certainly did change the tenor of this game from the legacy perspective. And then he picked up the 3rd with less than a minute to go in the first quarter, and that pretty much neutralized him for the remainder of the first half. And by then, it was a 40-19 halftime lead for Montverde.
Yeah, it's tough to play, as I would say, from behind in that situation. He's so invaluable to this team and what they want to do, but a player with that aggressive style of play, he has to be a little bit more reserved to make sure he's not continuing to pick up fouls and putting himself out of the game.
10 points tonight after he scored 20 yesterday afternoon in the loss to Brewster. Good ball movement here as Tahani Miller knocks down another one from downtown. 6 points for Miller. Shackleton trying to answer. Miller skies for the rebound. Heads up pass. Gabe Neesmith lays it in. Kylan King from the wing. Copeland chases it down. Copeland wants to repost against Lima. Nice feed to a cutting Shackleton. King along the baseline. Nice, nifty reverse finish.
Phenomenal ball movement right there by Legacy. Starting with the post feed and looking opposite and swinging to the corner. Kylan King, he's uber athletic. Nice job attacking the rim and getting to the opposite side of the basketball court. Soft finish. Up and down and all around on the baseline. Kylan King is stepping up to the moment.
Wiry Kylan King.
Truly is. Kai, as they call him, Legacy Early College. Got to protect him against himself because he'll run through a wall.
Which can be good and bad.
It really can. You want your players to go all out in games, but Coach B.J. Jackson spoke about sometimes him and his coaching staff have to have a conversation with them. You know, when they're doing drills, you don't want your players hurt in practice. Got to have them for this type of showcase.
B.J. Jackson putting Jordan King, Zion McGee, and K.D. Mosley in the game for the final minute here in the 4th. And McGee fouls Gaskins.
Caleb Gaskins, the Trinity Episcopal transfer, going to the rim with cruel intentions.
Foul actually against K.D. Mosley, who just checked in and is seeing his first action of the weekend. Caleb Gaskins, his first good. A sophomore, ranked 23rd in the ESPN 25, 4th ranked point guard in the class of 2026.
How about that succession planning by Coach Boyle? Imagine he'll be out on the recruiting trail too when his 3 McDonald's All-Americans go on to other endeavors, but you have Tahani Miller and Caleb Gaskins just waiting in the wings.
Gaskins, a 4th ranked power forward, in his class. Hansen flips it up. Lima looking to run. It's picked off by Mosley. McGee into the corner. Hansen's going to get a look for Jordan King, who's off the mark. 7 seconds to go. Stolen by Jordan King. And Kylan lets it fly from midcourt, and we almost saw 2 buzzer beaters in this game right in front of us. That one comes up short, and Montverde remains unblemished on the season, 77-40.
Derek Queen was doing it all. You see, he throws it up. Asa Noor, who was balling, using that length, the Georgia commit, got in on the action, dunking and blocking and running the floor. Big fellas strive to get 4 to 6 points off of pure activity and effort. And Asa Newell sneaks behind the defense. Wide open, miscommunication from Legacy. He's hanging on rims.
So Montverde Academy improves to 29-0, 10-0 in EYBL Scholastic play. We got to see a lot of them this weekend. Got to see the full roster here this evening. What are your thoughts on the top team in the country?
That they are who we thought they were. And they've proven it on 2 consecutive nights. No setback in game number 2 against Legacy as a result of fatigue. But this team is special. And they got talent. You see number 25, Derek Queen. He came out and set the tempo. Number 1 player in Cooper Flag. Showed up and showed out. And how about Asa Newell here? Really did his thing. Entered into the starting lineup, and he did disappoint.
Queen and Newell leading the way in the scoring department with 14 points apiece. Queen also with 16 rebounds and 5 assists. So your final score from Hofstra, Montverde 77, Legacy Early College 40. We'll step aside. We'll be back at 8:30 for the second game of our doubleheader, a top 10 showdown between number 2 Long Island Lutheran and number 8 Brewster Academy. Until then, for Austin Johnson, my partner, and our entire crew, I'm Pat O'Keefe from the Bob McKillop Invitational on Long Island.